Oh, can you push the button? Are you close? Sorry. Jump, jump. Oh, you can reach? She's got long arms. Blacksmith. Viking blacksmith. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go play over here today. We have some Vikings in the village. There's a Karl. Karl, go get your weapon. I have stuff for you to do. And then we'll finish off with needle binding today so tomorrow doesn't have to wait forever for us. I'm gonna go over to the axe throwing unless you can think of a better place to kill stuff that doesn't have much wind. Okay.
This is yours, I guess.
Yes, I need that. That's my needle binding. Okay, see you in a bit. Go get your glass and your weapons. Okay, we're gonna go to axe throwing because I got stuff for Karl to kill. It's gonna be fun. Boat. I seem to be having a connection issue. This is next week's stitch. If you recognize it, it's hard to see. Intentionally, these are going to be socks. So this is started from the top. This is how I do mine because my toes are always longer than I think if I do them the other way around. Oops, sorry. So I make the width that goes over my heel, and if it's too high up, the socks end up getting a lot taller than I thought. Then I make an opening for my heel, and I make a chain at about exactly half. So this would be, yeah, right about where I start. Let's see, where is it? I can look at it this way. There we go. So where I started, then I start a chain, and I make it so it goes halfway around. But this amount here has to be the same width as my foot here. Everything else I leave for the heel. I make it, by the time I get down here, I make it about as tight as I can go where I can still comfortably pull it off my foot because it gets tighter and tighter here, and it has to go over the ankle. Anyway, then the sock will grow this way and eventually come to a toe, and then I'll put the heel in. I will probably, though, usually make it all the way so it gets to my toes but not finish it off. Then I put the heel in because that might affect the size where the heel starts here or here. Then I'll do the toe in the very end. So I'll do the body of the foot to where my little toe disappears, and then I'll do the heel, and then I'll finish it off. But that's a sock, and I'm not telling you what that stitch is, but this is going to be May stitch. So a little teaser for you there. It's Dalarna as the stitch this month, and I forgot to bring my sample of it, but we can have a little bit to play with to see new connections. Because I was in a hurry today, and Karl needs, Karl needs to test a weapon. You saw he's got this atgeir. It's like a spear with a really big sharp head, and it's wide, and he wanted to try killing stuff with it. So I bought him some stuff to kill. So we're on the axe range. I don't know if we put it up there or not, or if we just leave it out. First, we have, let's see, you don't hear a plastic bag. I have no idea what that is. We have good old cabbage that he gets to kill. We have a couple. I think that should go down pretty easy, don't you? Yeah. And then, if he kills those, we have celery root. I don't know if I saw too much of this in the United States, but celery root. So it actually does grow celery. But in Norway, they put the root of the celery, they chop it up into squares and put it into stews like lapskaus. But they don't use as much celery, which is really weird. So we have that. And that's pretty hard. If that doesn't work, we have Swedes or turnips. I intentionally picked one that was kind of growing because then we can leave it out here. So this will be fun. It's called kålrot in Norwegian, if you wanted to know. This is the root of that. And they also put a lot of these in stews too. Cabbage soup for dinner tonight, says Roger. Well, we'll see what the sheep want to eat. And if all else fails, I haven't shown them yet. Whoops, there. Frozen bread from the grocery store. Let's see how that cuts. So I will put that back in the bag. I'll give you this wonderful shot of Viking vegetables in plastic. And then I'll put these away. It's pretty frozen, I just bought it in Norway, or at least at the grocery store here. If you want day-old bread, what they do as soon as at the end of the day, if it doesn't all get purchased, they wrap it up and put it in the freezer, and the next day you can buy it for like 10 kroner. They keep it in there until it runs out. So it's a good way to save money, especially when some of that bread is up to 40 kroner each. Maybe 45, 48 kroner, which is a lot for a little loaf of bread like that, but you can get the really good breads and day-old, just frozen. So I guess say hi. I'll let you look at the beautiful view. It's gorgeous today. It's almost fake looking. Let's see. So Albert is here. James is here. He says, hi, Karin and Karl. I'm doing a Billum sweater. Oh my God, that's a lot of work. I haven't really tried the Billum one. Are you going around a piece of tape, which is basically bias tape? When you make these to make your stitches the same. This is James, by the way. Audra's here. She is home this time. So she was in Bali, then she was in Iceland. There was a lot of people in Iceland week. There was a sorcery festival. And now she's back into Norway, 10 degrees where she is at. It's time to grill. Yeah, this is grilling weather. Sandra Clark is here. She says her Canadian Nalbinding Facebook group is chatting about organizing a group trip to Norway. Okay, Canada, this is where you want to go. If you're doing the Norway in a Nutshell tour from Bergen in the west, you can make Gudvangen one of your stops. That fjord out there, that's where the water literally comes just outside the door. Sorry, it's blowing in the microphone. That's where you can see, they call it Kattegat on the first season of Vikings. It's funny. There's no land in Kattegat. But the mountains go straight up here on each side. It's about 1,600 meters, 1,400 to 1,600 meters. But we are at sea level down here. We got avalanches and a whole Viking village. So you got to come and visit us, Canada. And it goes up on the other side too here. Those are avalanches where the rocks and snow is coming down still. And we still got plenty of snow left. Oh my God, it's blowing. Sorry. I can stop it a little bit. And waterfalls. Those will eventually be waterfalls. Ah, Karl is here. So, Canada needs to come to Norway. We're open every day from 10 to 6. So if you can make it, you can even take one of Karl's tour. They go every hour. Either Karl's tour or someone else. Huh? You're Canadians on your last tour. Ah, I saw a lot of Minnesotans today. Too, some from Minneapolis. Okay. What you got there? We got to go in front of the wall though. It's really windy. So that it doesn't blow as much in the microphone. There you go. What do you got? I just showed him all the fun stuff you get to kill with that thing.
I have my really big spear.
Yeah?
And for the occasion, I also brought my sharp sword.
Ah! I got you some fun stuff to kill. So we can kill it there, maybe. I was thinking.
Around 2005, I think, was the last time I did this.
Oh, really? Oh, no, it's definitely time to repeat. He said 2005 was the last time he did it.
I've never done it with anything like this.
No, that's going to be fun. So you're going to poke or slash or...
Slashing is the point. Everybody knows you can poke with a spear, but the question is, can you cut with it?
And how sharp is that thing?
I haven't sharpened it, so it's like it was from the factory.
Yeah? You had time to sharpen it if you didn't make it sharper.
No, but I lost my whetstone. I only have the tiny one.
Oh, yeah, the little one there, yeah.
And that will take
Show us your whetstone, let's see.
You use this on something that is already pretty sharp. You can't use this to basically make an edge on it.
Hopefully it's not blowing too much. I'm trying to think of where else would be a good spot that isn't so. Because we're going to make a bit of a mess here.
Okay, this is normally a two-handed job.
Well, just come down here. You don't have to take it off. No, bring your waist over here and we can see. I can turn it around actually. There we go. This is the whetstone. How do you use this thing?
Well, you use it like a whetstone.
It doesn't even feel like a stone. It's so smooth.
It's
it feels like plastic.
It's kind of like glass.
Yeah?
It's for when something is already pretty sharp. You can make it very sharp with this thing.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how you did. But you didn't sharpen your weapon.
Not this one.
No.
This one should be pretty sharp.
That one, is that sharp enough to shave the bikini line of a fly without it blinking?
I think it would blink.
maybe.
But that's about it.
That's Carl's goal, to make it so sharp that you could shave the bikini line of a fly without it even noticing. That's his goal when it comes to sharp. Okay, so first thing Carl needs to do is kill a cabbage. I have stuff for you. How do you want to kill this? You have to set it up. You could 3 cabbages to kill with. You can put them on the stump. You can put them on the target. How do you want to do it?
One of the fence posts, I think.
Okay. Remember, we got to clean up the mess after, so the sheep don't like the cabbage for some reason. Maybe it was cooked cabbage they don't like. Okay, let's see. Whoops, my gimbal needs to be calibrated. Okay, we go that way. All right. It's blowing more out here, though. Okay. Wait, now I'm gonna be ready for this. This is a monument. Oh, you're going with a sword.
Yeah, I think I should start with something I actually once upon a time knew how to do.
Wait, then let's turn it so they can hear you. He wants to start with something he actually once upon a time knew how to do, he said. So, okay.
So the first thing you do is that you find the node of the blade. So that would be about here.
Explain the node.
It's the area where the vibrations even out. So I don't know how good you can see it.
If you hold it with a light in the background, we can see it better. Yeah. It's about there is where it's not vibrating, yeah.
And then a cut is not this. This wouldn't cut anything.
That's a chop.
A cut is this.
Okay, so you have to hit that cabbage with the node. All right, wait, we gotta go on this side if you're gonna do that. It looks way too cool.
Yeah, and you should be further back.
I know how to zoom. Let's see if we can zoom and move Karin even back. Don't you dare hit yet. Okay, kill.
No, I'm first going to cut over it to check that I have the right edge alignment.
Okay, so he's gonna miss intentionally, he says.
If I cut with the right edge alignment, the sword makes no sound. If I cut with the wrong edge alignment, it makes a whistling sound.
That made a whistling
that?
sound.
Yeah, that's the wrong edge alignment.
Okay.
It should be completely silent.
All right. I heard a whiff. Okay. Did you find it?
Well, no, but let's see what happens.
He says no. Did you just hit your...
I just smashed my sword into the fence post.
I was just gonna say, he hit the fence pole. That...
At least the cut is pretty clean.
No, I'm thinking that cabbage could live to tell another day. If that was a brain... Look at... Okay, wait, we gotta turn this here. Zoom in, out. Let's see. This way. Oh my god, my gimbal's going completely backwards. Let's see. We will get there. That's all he managed to shave off. That's not even a salad, Karl.
No, I'm not hitting what I'm supposed to, which
okay.
It might be a while since I've done this.
He says it might be a while since he's done this. Okay. Oh, glad I made you a cloak. Maybe you wanna. That was much better. You have 2 halves. So what do you think? Are you pleased with that?
This is a cut. It's not a perfect cut, but it's an okay cut.
It's an okay cut? Yeah, here, I'll turn it around so they can hear you. Oops, we're still zoomed. If you got questions, by the way, throw them in there for him. There we go. Viking Village, where the men are men and the cabbage are scared. That's us, Roger. Yeah, that cabbage isn't talking so much anymore.
So this is probably not perfect edge alignment, but...
Are you happy?
It's room for improvement.
Okay.
But,
okay, cut Cupid. Good for roasted cabbage, says Arlene. That would work. All right, do you need to cut that one more, or are you going to try with a fresh cabbage?
Fresh cabbage, and now let's try with the thing I'm actually interested in.
The atgeir. Okay, go get it.
And remind me to oil this when we get back to office.
He's got cabbage in his sheath now. You don't want to have cabbage in your sheath, that's all bad.
Why did that sound like an innuendo?
I know, that's what I just said. We have a tendency to do innuendos here. Ah, I don't like the wind in there. I hope you guys are doing okay sound-wise. Okay. The atgeir. Look how tall that thing is compared to him. Gonna have to definitely do some zooming on this one. Okay. So we'll turn it around again so they can hear you. And see if I go zoom a little. Wait, we get this up here. Okay, am I far enough away from you? Okay. Factory sharpened, by the way. They're cheering you on. Karl, Karl, Karl. You scared it. I guess we're having a little bit of wind today, huh, Karl? The cabbage is a little bit wimpy. Whoops, there we go. Okay, they're cheering you on now. Lots of love.
This is so much heavier than the sword.
It's so much heavier than the sword, he says. I think he's building up to excuses.
I can't see how I can make the edge alignment any better than this.
And now he's not sure you can... Oh! The edge alignment did pretty well, though, but you hit the pole again.
This is a horrible cut. I basically broke it with just kinetic energy.
No, we gotta see this one. Execute the cabbage! The knob is still intact. Intact, I mean. Yeah, no, they're not impressed. Oh, Nancy says hi from Seattle, balmy 50 degrees. Get the cabbage head, Karl, kill it! Okay, I'll stand back a bit. We can do it this angle. Fun to see Karl in the episode with Conan trying to do the insult. Insult the cabbage, Karl! You gonna insult it? I'll have to turn the camera so they can hear you if you do. Oops, there. No, I'm just not feeling a salad out of that thing yet.
Sharpened atgeir.
Sharpened atgeir. See, if you would have insulted the cabbage first, it would have been better. Jenny Lynn is here. Hello. Got to say hi to more people here too, by the way. Let's see. I saw Albert was here. Arlene is here. Max is here. Max says, I can bet you can make some kimchi as well, even though it's not Viking related, but it's worth a shot if you can try to make some as an experiment. Oh God, I think he's getting ready to kill me. I think I'll step a ways. Okay. I bet he hits the second pole. Ooh, that was better.
No, it wasn't. It's pure kinetic energy. I could do the same thing with my fist.
Just remember, this cabbage is not nearly as strong as the turnips you have next. You still got a pretty decent slice here, but that was the first one. I like how you mashed it into the fence pole, though.
Sword, it's a proper cut. What I did there, I could probably do the same thing with my hand.
Yeah? I'll turn it so they can hear you. Okay, you still got one more cabbage, by the way. Outer's sending you some laugh faces.
I'm really struggling to get a cut with that thing because
It's just going to get harder from here, literally.
I have to get the spearhead to kind of go like this.
Yeah?
And it's very hard because it's heavy as duck.
It's heavy as duck. Well, this isn't made for children. If your frustration is really bad, you would say that word. Impale the cabbage! I think they're rooting for the cabbage.
So
No, they're rooting for you. Yeah?
since what I did was just kinetic energy, it would be the same thing, and my hand is not sharp. If I did this.
Oh my God! Bruce Lee is sweating in his boots now because of you.
No, but this
Actually, he
is what
doesn't
I'm
wear
saying.
boots.
That's not cuts. That's just kinetic energy.
Okay, we're making a mess here. Do you want to see? I have to turn around. The chickens, I don't know if they eat the cabbage or not. We're going to have to do some raking later. You have another cabbage to kill. You better get this one right.
If you give this to a horse,
Karl Lee!
part enthusiastically.
I'm sorry, you got to repeat that one more time.
I know that if you give this to a horse, it will fart enthusiastically.
We're collecting sheep methane.
I know, but my cousin used to have a horse.
Yeah?
And she fed it cabbage, and I was walking behind the thing, and I think my hair was going backwards.
Oh, God. We're going to try fart walking. Remember, we talked about that, Karl. Fart walking, where you go for a walk and make sure no one's behind you. You just fart after dinner. There's some serious TikTok episodes. My husband
It's a
and I, we
wonder
like
that
to
you
go fart
Americans
walking.
have
We
any
eat a
friends
really
at
nice
all.
dinner and then we go walking and we fart. God bless the people who stand behind us. There was some more here for you too, by the way. Libelula is here. Hi from France. Roger says Karl's son has been practicing karate. Oh, that's so bad. Karate. I like the Karl Lee, by the way, from Odra. Albert says, I was thinking the cabbage seller from The Last Airbender. He was we haven't seen that one, actually, The Last Airbender. My kids read those books. Audra's laughing at you, and Anne Moreau says, not the the pole. Okay, go get your other cabbage. You have one more cabbage. What are you going to do with it, Karl?
Well, I don't seem to be able to cut with the atgeir.
No?
I think it might be too blunt. So it's bikini line moth season.
Bikini line moth season, you said? Sorry.
Yeah, I need a whetstone and I need to work on that thing quite a lot. But then my problem is that I can't get the motion right.
Yeah.
Because it is so enormously forward heavy.
Yeah. Maybe you need a lower bench? Or something instead of a pole?
Imagine if you are painting a portrait and you're
Yeah.
using a hammer instead of a pencil.
Yeah.
That should give you an idea.
Oh, I got an idea. Karin? Har barnen lyst til å drepe en kål? Jeg har en extra kål hvis du kan finne noe tresvard. We can get the kids to kill the last cabbage. We'll see if she sends over kids. Okay, you're going for turnip now. No, celery root, but you only have one celery root, so you have to go and unwrap it, put the plastic in the bag. Here, hold this, talk. I'm going to get the kids to beat the crap out of the last cabbage.
I'm confused. I don't know what she wants me to do with the celery. I think she is just sneakily making a salad without telling me.
I don't like celery root. I don't know if celery root actually has a name in English, but we just call it, it's celery root. It's the root of a celery. Okay.
You want me to cut that thing?
Celery root. Let's examine this slowly. Forticole Porminian, says Albert. We're gonna have forticole. Forticole is a cabbage and lamb stew with a lot of peppercorn. Okay, you can kill that. It's pretty stiff.
I can try with the sword.
Oh, the wind.
Atgeir.
Cool, eat cool, says Charlotte. Cabbage and cabbage. If you didn't know what cool is, it's cabbage. PJ says those cabbages are better than any I've managed to grow. Oh, these are small ones too. And oh, yeah, there it is, celeriac. And I have no idea what you do with that. They cut it up into chunks, cubes, and put it into stew here. Okay, cabbage root. Woo! That was a pretty good one. You got it right in half. Charlotta says she's missed us, by the way. I was going to see if the kids wanted to kill the cabbage with wooden swords. We have one left. Karl has managed to slaughter the celery root, which is, by the way, celeriac, I think it is. Are you happy with that cut? Let's see. I'll turn it against the.
Aside from the fact that I hit this.
Yeah, you did hit the pole.
Pretty hard.
Others. Viking blacksmith, by the way.
Yeah, it's a cut to about here, and then it's a break.
Nice.
So this is well,
Where's the other half?
back when I was good at this, this would be far from acceptable. But since that's holy shit, 20 years ago, I think I'll count this as
It's a
a
little
win.
rusty. Do you wanna? Did you have your weapon nearby?
No, it's home actually.
You
I put it
can't
on my
practice
wall.
without a weapon. How
I'm
dare you?
retired, my sword.
Oh my god! You could have killed
Don't read
things.
anything into that actually.
He's retired his sword, ladies. He's getting
Getting
married.
married.
He's getting married. You are retiring the sword, actually. So, you gonna try to kill that one again? Well, you got the other half. Where did that go? Oh, wow. Oh, there it is. It's way over there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, he's been having fun.
Is that an atgeir?
That's the atgeir he's killing stuff with. Here's the other half. Oh, this one's looking a little healthy. This thing wasn't that big to begin with. I'm not impressed, Karl. So yeah, you can chop it up and put it in stew, or you can give it to the nearest Viking.
I feel about as safe as I do when I stand
Oh god, he's doing it again.
on a helicopter.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm safe here. I'm hiding.
I want to stand like that.
Well, I wasn't planning on moving.
If I come back, I will throw this thing like a gun.
He's gonna throw the thing like a catapult if he messes it up. Yeah, I wasn't planning on you throwing it. Quentin Tarantino's next movie, Kill Bill Part 4, starring Karl, Revenge of the Cabbage Farmer. Oh, you hit the fence again. I think your aim is probably worse than your thrust.
Your aim is worse than your thrust.
Your aim is worse than your thrust.
Okay, woman, I'll take that as a compliment.
Here you go. You get to kill some more. Atgeir time. You sure you want to do that on the fence with the sign? That's going to do more damage. You're going to hit that with the atgeir. Isn't that a little close to the tree? That's not an atgeir, that's a sword.
We can try with the atgeir again.
Okay. Notice I didn't give him any beer yet, by the way.
Yeah, that's probably the more sensible. After last time we had bear first and then javelins. It took about 4 days before we found the javelin head.
Yeah, it was true. But I didn't know you guys were throwing javelins after beer. That was a bit of a surprise. Most of it didn't go on camera, thank God. Okay. We're having a little bit of wind. Holy crap. Can you think of a better spot that way to make a salad? Maybe if we go by the fire pit over there. What do you think?
You want to make a salad?
No, I'm thinking wind-wise. What if we're over here?
Yeah, just
No,
let me-
oops, sorry. Wait, no, he wants to kill. Okay. Atgeir time. Oh God. Did you hit the pole again? He says he always hits the pole. Kinetic energy all the way? Sorry, you got to talk into the microphone.
You get the enormous amount of kinetic energy with this thing. So even though it's not a proper cut, I think it would hurt.
It might hurt a little bit, yeah. No, we tried to tell them with the axe throwing over there. You don't have to get it stuck in the target to do some damage. You just have to hit it really hard. Is there more celeriac that needs to die? If I'm saying that right, I think it is celeriac, but anyway. Did you kill it all? I can't even find the remainders of it. Oh, what are you swinging at? Oh, he's trying to get the motion correct. Yeah, because you're moving on to turnips now, Swedes. Not Swedish Swedes, but
Give me a flesh and blood Swede any day.
he says, give me a flesh and blood Swede any day. Yeah? Why are you killing cabbages and celeriac? Is this Viking therapy, Karl?
It might be.
Oh, wait, there you go. Yeah?
We have been horribly understaffed today, so I've had a lot of guided tours and a lot of archery.
So this is therapy? We've been talking about playing with his atgeir here for a while and just haven't gotten to do it yet.
And whenever I'm in a bad mood, I always feel better as long as I can swing my big black shaft around.
Back off, ladies, he's mine. Roger says the cabbage sings to Karl, "Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Do you really want to hurt me?" Okay, time for the turnips. Let's go see. Karl, no, I'll turn it to you so you can talk into here a little bit while I go get the turnip. Hold. I gotta take the plastic off of it.
Another thing is that I might also be slightly overdressed. This thing is not super easy to move around in, but after the sun goes down, and as you see behind me it's gone, it's better to wear it than to not wear it. The American is standing over there yelling excuses, excuses, excuses. I thought that my 20-year hiatus from cut training was excuse good enough, but it seems I need more. Blunt atgeir. Out of practice for 20 years. She keeps giving me harder and harder fruit, and I'm wearing a gamberson. I'm pretty happy with any result I manage under these circumstances.
Charlotte says this is going to be the famous cabbage episode.
This is going to be the famous cabbage episode, according to Karin, according to Charlotte.
According to Charlotte.
I'm guessing she either read it on the chat or she is somehow remotely reading the chat from over there.
No, I remember from before. Note the size of the turnips, otherwise known as cabbage root. It's a good size head, don't you think?
We're producing a lot of wet organics today.
We're making a lot of wet organic food, yes.
Food waste.
I shouldn't hold them like this. My boobs are sprouting. Okay, we'll turn. Okay, Karl. You ready? Which one one of would you like to? Which would you like, the right one or the left one?
But woman, when I couldn't handle the cabbage,
Yeah?
I'm not going to make any. Okay, fuck it. Let's try.
He's making excuses. Point of view. All right, are you gonna do it off the fence pole or do you want to do it somewhere else? Where you have less background? Well, table, but they might break the table.
The table is much bigger than the fence poles. So
Okay.
I keep hitting the fence poles. What do you think I'm going to do to the table?
Yeah. Okay, he's yelling at me. So, do you want to start with the sword or are you going to go straight to the atgeir? Okay, then we'll back up. Mm. Heads will roll. Jenny Lynn says, I'm waiting for him to whack the fence pole. He's done it a couple times now. Let's see. Okay. Why don't you just, because you can try spearing it.
This.
Oh, you got that little cut. That's all he did.
That shows that my edge alignment is wrong.
Did you actually do that, or was that just a rock when it fell on the ground?
I would say it's probably me because it's actually not entirely. I'm not entirely sure, but it's probably me.
Max says, I tried it on. It fits. It's perfect. Is that the sock you were making, by the way? I have to look back up. Let's see. Wait, I'll move out of the way here for you if you're going to play it again. Okay. I'll go from this angle this time. Okay, Karl. Karl versus the turnip, take 2. Ooh, wind. Okay. Stabbing. That might be a fish. There was a lot of buildup and not a lot of delivery. Oh my god, it's blowing in the microphone pretty badly. What about at the axe throwing station? I mean the archery station.
I'm not sure sure if I want to take the chance of the sword against this. Because the sword might actually break.
Yeah, no, it's pretty stiff. Okay,
But now I'm actually giving. Now I'm not caring
It's the
about
sock,
fence
yay!
post at all. I'm coming straight down towards the fence post.
now he's gonna go straight down to try to cut it that way. Executioner style. For all those who don't like turnips. Ah, now that worked. There we go. And he's got it stuck in the fence too, by the way. That worked. How did your atgeir go? Did it handle it nicely?
Yes, but this is cheating.
This is cheating.
To cut.
Oops, sorry. You did a pretty good cut. The other half, that's half.
Edge alignment is okay-ish. It shouldn't be ruffled even in the edges. It should be
Yeah?
as cut with the laser if it is done correctly. But I'll take this as a win.
You happy with that?
It's as good as going to get me.
Are you sure? Okay, what else should we? Do you want to? You don't want to try that with a sword? That you think it'll break it? Does somebody else have a sword you can break?
I'm almost certain that I can pull it off, but almost certain.
What about axe throwing on it?
No, it's halved.
It's
So it
halved.
doesn't have sort of mass.
I'm just in the mood to kill vegetables. Okay, so you're gonna try to. You know, we still have another one. You can go with a fresh one.
No, but if I use a fresh one, I have more
Things are
mass
heavy.
I have to cut through, and it's more likely that my sword will get stuck and I'll break it.
Yeah, no, you don't want to
So-
do that. Okay. By the way, sometimes we do this at parties with apples, like events. We will have the participants of the event kill apples this way with swords, not through a fence pole though. That's a little different. They have to. You have to explain the rules of that one. I think they lay down a bench and they have to try to like kill Karl, the vegan killer. That's actually not too far out. Oh, you made him smile. Let's see if I can turn it here so we can see. Karl, the vegan killer. Kill the vegan. Yeah, are you ready? Ooh, that looked good. And it's still up there too. You can see there. It almost looks like an apple now. Oh, what is that game where they have to kind of like sit on a bench and try to whack the apple? Nicely sliced, says PJ. You've made PJ very happy. Karl and the turnip.
This is a cut.
This is a
This
cut?
is a break.
Okay.
So it just cuts to about there and then it breaks because the pieces are getting apart.
Yeah. Do you want to kill some more cabbage or do you want to go on to the next fun thing I have? I mean the turnip.
I think you can give me bear now.
We're giving them the frozen bread. Didn't know about that one, did you?
I can't cut anything frozen.
It's frozen bread. The
I-
chickens will be very happy if you just.
It won't work.
Do we have a hammer?
I can guarantee
You could totally-
it won't work.
What is that guy's name that smashes vegetables and fruit and stuff? A comedian from the 80s.
Gallagher?
Gallagher! You can Gallagher it all. He's no fun. Okay, we'll see if you can do anything with the frozen bread. We have a little bit of a salad here. Can you shoot an arrow through it? I've got plans. And then you can have the beer in the box.
Give me a bear and then I might come up with an idea of what to do with the frozen bread.
All right. Anybody else notice the bees are coming back, by the way, already? Okay, frozen bread. Here's your beer. Pick one. You got number 19 and number 20.
Where is the lemons?
I have no idea what's in those. You have to open them up and find out. These are the grocery store calendar beer. Okay, what you got? Frozen bread.
Bondi, svartisen, stout. Yeah, this is hard to figure out.
Black ice?
Yeah.
Svart isen. Boden. Okay, you have to, let's see, I'll turn.
Svartisen er Norges nest største isbre.
Wait a minute, they can't hear you. Let's turn it around so they can hear you. Okay. There we go. Sorry.
Svartisen er Norges nest største isbre. I gamle dager sa de at svartisen når det skulle skille dyp blå.
Ooh, big bee. He wants it. Is there lemons in there, oranges?
No, it's a stout.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
all stouts taste about the same. There
Yeah.
isn't that much wiggle room when it comes to stouts.
Yeah. You didn't bring a glass, so you have to drink it straight out of the can. How
Yes.
how
Like
barbaric.
like a barbarian.
Yeah. Do you like it? What's the percent anyway?
4.7.
4.7. Yeah. So
It's,
regular grocery store beer.
It's a very typical stout.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste quite as burnt as I'm used to with stouts. But
Yeah.
good dark beer.
Good dark beer. So, does it make you think of frozen bread? How hard could the frozen bread be? I figured the chickens would love it if you slaughtered that thing.
Okay, it shouldn't be entirely impossible, I think, but I don't think I can do it. I don't dare to do it with the sword.
No.
And I'm so unimpressed with the cutting capabilities of the atgeir that I don't think so.
Now, is it the atgeir's fault or the operator error?
Well, it's mostly my fault that it is the atgeir's fault. It's the atgeir's fault for being blunt, but it's my fault for not sharpening it.
Okay, yeah, well, you did have warning. We've been talking about this for months.
Yeah, but have you seen my schedule lately, woman?
Like I care.
Do I have a lot of time to play with my stick?
Yeah, today you're playing with your stick. Okay, you get that sorted. I'll catch up on some comments here.
What I'm thinking is I can try to stab it with the atgeir.
You can try to stab it with the atgeir. Swedes, that is, i.e. the thing you call a turnip, not people from Sweden. Yeah, that's what we were laughing at. She says, PJ says they prefer them baked and smothered in like a baked potato. So that's how he says he prefers the Swedes too. But I think he is actually counting the Swedes in Sweden. All right. Frozen bread. I forget what kind of bread that is. I think it's flare corn. Okay, you're stabbing? Oh, wait, I gotta back up for this. Okay.
I'm just going to throw the bread all over the place if I try cutting it, but...
Yeah, I have two breads. That's almost like a baseball bat. Did you even put a cut in it? Turn it. Oh, yeah, I'll turn it around so they can hear you. There you go.
The problem is that with the sword, with my grip, I can tell the edge alignment because the sword, the grip, the handle of the sword is ovoid.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm holding it correctly, I'm cutting correctly. But this is a cylindrical spiral.
Yeah.
So I have to look at the head to see how the edge alignment seems to be.
Yeah.
And if I am half a degree off, you get that instead of a cut.
Let's see. Something like that.
But put it down and I'll stab it.
Okay, but it is, in his defense, frozen. Let's see. We'll put it down again. Like that. Okay, and then let me move. Okay, Karl. Feed the chickens. Stabbing now. Okay, that was a fail. By the way, I'm not alone. PJ said it was a fail too. Morrabrød, says Charlotte. Okay, morrabrød. Charlotte is going to have to explain what morning bread is. Let's just say it rises. Ah! That was quite cool. You have to do that one again. Morning wood, yeah. So morning bread is technically... Wait a minute, wait, there. Okay. It's like football. Oh, let's see. We're at 45 minutes. You have 5 more minutes to play, and then I got to go do some needle binding for a little bit before we go fishing for bread, says Anne Moreau. Oh, my hair is fun. Okay, the wild bread is hard to catch, but the expert spearman soon has breakfast ready for the pot. Ooh, it's frozen bread is trying to win. I would have thought that would have been harder than the turnip. Suze actually has a really good question for you, so I'm going to turn the camera so she can hear you. How would they have actually used that? Would it have been used as in a shield wall like the Romans kind of did?
Maybe. I don't think this would be what you preferred to use in a spear wall, because this comes in somewhere between the normal spear and the dynax when it comes to effectiveness. And at least when you read the sagas, most notably Egil Skallagrimsson and his father used, if this is an atgeir, and I can't say that for absolutely sure, but they used atgeirs as their primary weapon, and they don't seem to be using anything else. So I would like to have Egil's father here right now so he could show me how he decapitated a guy with one of these.
Decapitated. Decapitated is something different.
Cut the head off a guy with one of these. Because I'm struggling. Okay, I can make the edges sharper, but that will also make the edges more vulnerable to bad cuts.
Yeah.
So if I'm a little bit off on the edge alignment, and I'm going to be off on the edge alignment because the grip doesn't tell me my edge alignment. And I can't do the whistling fit test
Are you
either.
complaining about the shaft Rune made you?
So
Oh, I
even
can
when
hear
I
a
hold
little
it
bit.
like this, it doesn't whistle. That's the test you use with the sword. If you're uncertain if you have the edge alignment correct or not. If it whistles, it's not entirely correct. You want it to be completely silent.
Do you want to kill? You have 2 more minutes to do killing. You can either go for the other turnip, or you could go for the cabbage, or you could have some more fun with the frozen bread.
I was thinking to drink a little bit more beer, and I'm now starting to worry about these things rusting, so I want to go and rub them with oil and love them tenderly.
Okay, go rub them with oil, love them tenderly. I will show needle binding for a little bit, then you have to help me pick up the salad because we have someone giving us a ride home and you have some work to do in the office.
Yes,
Still.
yes.
Okay, all right, let's go play with needle binding. I forgot to bring the dollar.
Vegetables.
Well, you can take the bread over to the chickens. They can eat that.
Yeah, but the chickens are everywhere.
No, they're down by their house. No, they put themselves away at night. So if you go put it in their area. Okay. Let's see, needle binding time. It looks like he killed the box, actually. I didn't notice this until now. Did you kill the box? Yeah? Nope, he says he didn't. Okay, we'll find somewhere less windy and play a little. There was no lemons in it to kill, he said. So he wouldn't kill it. Okay, if we go over by, it's usually a little less windy here. Okay. So this is the last week for, oh my God, look at this. Ah! This is the last week for Dalarna. And then we get a new stitch. And May's stitch of the month looks like this. I'm not saying what it is, but it's one of my favorites. Okay, so we gotta try Dalarna. Let's see, I need to find the end of my yarn here. Oh my God, I didn't count on my fingers being cold. This will be fun. Okay, let's see. So, unfortunate choice in yarn color for this. But we've done Dalarna earlier weeks too, so this will give you a little bit. This, I would have, maybe this is about a good thickness, so it may be slightly thicker if you're thumb tensioning. So for Dalarna, you need 2 loops. Start however you want, just get 2 loops on your finger. There's one. Ah. Two. Oops, sorry. Bumped the thing. So it's still blowing in the microphone. Okay, so 2. So for this one, you take one away. You can have it off if you want, but one away, just like in Oslo. But instead of going under, you go under this side. And take it off your thumb and under this one as well. Then hold it all together and catch the new loop, which not on the bench there, the new loop around the thumb. And that's Dalarna. When you have 2 loops this way, because that will happen with the Russian stitch, with the turning stitch, it's this one on the left. So there. So I did that quite quickly, but you know, if you can see, you can watch the video on Nalbinding on Sanna's page, or she's got them on YouTube as well. The one with the blue yarn and the blue background. Or a couple of weeks ago, we showed this at the beginning of the month. And a little bit more slow, just fast forward till you see yarn. People ask, where's the needle binding? Just fast forward to the yarn. If we did 100% needle binding, we'd run out of stuff to talk about within a couple of weeks. And we're on episode 215 now, so we have to kind of up it a notch with some cabbage killing. Good thing they weren't Cabbage Patch Kids, huh? Okay. So, yeah. There we go. The dollar and a stitch in the first row, when you stretch it out, it might look kind of wrong. You can kind of see it there. Because it looks kind of twisted, but it's correct. This is maybe, I would probably use a slightly thicker yarn than this. Okay, so then this is the top of my row, not here. So 1, oops. And then I was trying to think, we tried it with the back one and we found out that kind of loosened it up between the rows. So this I'm doing F1 right now, just regular, because I forgot to bring my needle binding sample with. So I don't know what kind of connection we should try today. Of course, and I have even thinner yarn, so maybe I'll do like I can kind of dare go into Oslo a little bit with a different connection. Oslo is A with a circle over it, SLE, not Oslo. And that might be just about enough to show you what this looks like. Do stitches give another result when you work a tube compared to a circle? No, because the circle is flat and the right side is always facing you, just like a tube. So no. But if you were to go back and forth, you know, where you turn each time, so the right side is the right side now, and then you turn and go back, so you have the wrong side facing you, that would give you a different look. But doing this way and doing this way will always have the right side facing you, and that's, I don't know if you can see that too well with this color, but it's kind of got a basket weave look. That's dollar now. F1. Would be better if I had 3, but can I interest you in a salad, Anders?
Very brutally killed salad.
It had it coming, but believe it or not, it was the frozen bread that won. It didn't stand a chance. The atgeir didn't stand a chance against the frozen bread. Okay. So I don't know if I have enough of this yarn to try with, but we shall see. So first we do 2 loops, get Dalarna started, and we have to do a little chain. Drat, I thought that was the wrong side. Yeah, it's easy to screw up sides on Dalarna in the first row at least. Once you get going, then it starts looking normal. So this yarn, I would say, is a little too skinny for it. It'll start looking more lacy, and it might be harder to see the basket weave thing. That means I'm doing the Coptic toe the wrong way. It would look, Coptic the wrong way would look just like the purl side of knitting, actually. But the technical right side is the side facing you. The technical wrong side is the side facing away. But as we like to say, there is no wrong way or right or wrong side. You're the one that decides because you are the artist. It's like the way of doing a stitch. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You're the one who decides. So if you make a mistake, just tell everyone you meant to do it that way and no one will ever know. Let's see, I'm running out of yarn here. Let's see there. How many do I have? It's not quite enough to go around. 2 more maybe. 1, 2, there we go. So now if I want to connect, this is the beginning, the hard loop. It's hard to see in the beginning. What if we connected to the middle and the top? So it's M1, F1. This is a bit more like Osla. And then it's like Osla, it's not exactly the same, but it's very close. Then you do your stitch, and this will make it very, very dense. We're gonna have to cover Oslo one of these days, but not next month. Let's see. Oslo is a good one if you have thin yarn. So I'm thinking with the thickness of this yarn, this connection should do well. So M1, F1, and then the stitch. Let's see. M1, F1, and then the stitch. M1, F1, and then the stitch. This should make it very dense. More time consuming though. It's harder to do this one without paying attention. So maybe not such a very interesting TV program or something when doing it. M1, F1. Peaches says, I have no idea which the M1 is picking up. It's a little harder to see it on this one. It's easier to see it in Oslo, for example. If you do Oslo, but not F1, but with an M1, it almost looks a little bit like Dalarna. It has a bit more of a weave look. It really changes the look of it. So something to try. But on this one, the middle one is the one that's kind of sticking out because it's Dalarna, and then this is the one you normally would go in. So the one you normally go in is F1. The one sticking out kind of underneath it would be M1. But you can see it is kind of thick. It's much thicker, actually. It's not as see-through as it would have been if I just left it like that. Might be easier to see. But it's also, this is the right side. It would be better if I had time to do 3 rows, but we had too much fun killing cabbage today. But I understand that Roger and Nolby are having a really entertaining breakfast this morning in California. Okay, and then if I turn it around, that's the other side. It is going to look like a really dense garter stitch in knitting on the back side as you do this. And it is quite thick for a thin yarn. So that was that. I did think I'd probably cover one more thing though. It's not Dalarna stitch related, but if we go to needle binding, somebody was asking, I think I have to do it on this one. How do you end needle binding? One of the telltale signs of needle binding is that it's done in a spiral. So you will always have a jog at the top of the work and you will have a jog at the bottom of the work. So with crochet, you can just do like a slip stitch and finish into the first one and finish it off, and it'll look nice and smooth like that, but not in needle binding. You will always have a jog in needle binding. So the people that do knit and crochet in the background, they're going to want to make that as smooth as possible, and that is pretty hard to do. But one way to do it is if you see your stitches here, I don't know how well you can see it, maybe if I hold it closer. This is loop 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe go 3 or 4 stitches back. I'm going to go 3. And then start tightening it from left to right if you're right-handed. But anyway, inside towards the out. And you just pull it tight there. Then you take the next one, the second one in, and you do the same thing, and this will tighten that loop you just made. Like that. And then we have the first loop. Same way, pull it from left to right at the top. And then you have your first one. Imagine when I have to pick this thing out again so I can finish these socks. There, this is kind of a fuzzy yarn. That will get it a lot smaller. And then you can finish it off maybe with a buttonhole stitch. The buttonhole stitch is just like it is in embroidery. You go in from the front maybe, and then straight up, like that. And that might make it even smaller. That's about as close as I can get it, I think. And then however you tie it in, for example, and I'd probably run it through the back side and weave it in, but you can see it gets it a little bit flatter. There's going to be a height difference, but it's harder to see. But anyway, somebody was asking on the needle binding group, and I thought that was a good thing to point out, how you make it a little bit smaller. Some people, for example, if you're doing mom and stitch, maybe they do the next one Oslo, and then kind of get down to buttonhole stitch and just go a little bit smaller the last few stitches. But that one I think is the easiest, which you have to kind of pull backwards, but always pull left to right. And not because if you pull on the right side, you're going to end up shortening the stitches on both sides, and you don't want to do that. That makes it hell. So these socks are obviously not done, so I'm going to have to pick that out. That's going to be fun, and finish the toe. But this is the stitch we'll show for next week in May. So I don't know how you like the... Oh, this is so bad. Okay, I don't know how you like the Dalarna stitch, but that was one of my favorite ones. I wish I would have had the hat to show you, but look at last week's thumbnail and you can see what the Dalarna stitch looked like. I'm actually supposed to put up March's stitch of the month, which I forgot to do. Tiptoe through the tulips. I'm not crazy. I'm just stuck alone in a Viking village. Come visit. Anyway, so we will see you next week. It'll be on Saturday again at 6 o'clock unless some event comes and hits, which we'll try to give you as much notice as possible. PJ says, I'm so slow. I'm only about 3 inches done in both of the Dalarna socks. Yeah, but you took on socks. That's pretty good. I just made a hat. And I'm afraid the next one might just be a pouch. Well, actually, no. Obviously, this is going to be socks for the next stitch because... But now I have to finish them. These are like the 4th time I've started socks for Oyvind, the guy who made me the needle with the pendant that I showed you a bit while back, the bow needle. So I have to finish them. So I thought if I make it the stitch of the month, after finding a stitch with the right density anyway, then hopefully I'll have to finish them for him now. I have to do this. I hate making socks because you got to make 2. Why can't people just have 1 foot? Anyway, thanks for playing with us. We'll see you guys on Saturday. I don't know if I should let Karl kill any more stuff, though. You think Mommin is perfect for my... Oh, it's too bad it's not Mommin. Okay, bye-bye.